Hello everybody, today we're going to talk about a feature on Central called Walkme. Walkme has been around on Central for quite some time now, but we thought it would be a nice idea to just refresh your memory or those of you who haven't used it to tell you guys about the Walkme feature. So a lot of time customers ask you different questions like how do I add a device on Central, how do I add a webhook on Central for different kind of integrations, or how do I assign subscription to devices, right? So for all these questions, you can give them one answers. You can simply tell them, hey, search Walkme on Central. And this will probably solve most of their questions. Now you must be thinking, what is this Walkme feature for those of you who haven't explored this feature? So before I jump into the demo of Walkme, let me tell you what it is. Walkme is a UI-based step-by-step walkthrough of any flow that is present on Central. And what it does is it actually gives you step one, step two, step three, all the way to the end of the flow. Now, what is a flow? Flow is could be how do I add a device on Central? How do I add subscription key on Central? This is a flow, and it actually shows you on the UI the step one, the step two of performing this flow. Now, using WalkMe, you can discover new features that come out under release, right? And this is something that you might have seen when you log into Central, and Central has been updated um, just before the last time you logged, just after the last time you logged in. It will give you a pop-up saying that, hey, do you want to explore new features that we have just released? You can click on either show more or maybe later. So that is something that is done with the help of WalkMe. Second thing is you can figure out the monitoring and configuration workflows as I described here, right? And third thing is you can collect the Net Promoter Score, which is also called as NPS, very popular these days, and also collect user feedback using WalkMe. So now that we understand WalkMe, let me give you a quick demo of WalkMe. From any page in Aruba Central, just click on Need Help, and this will open up the WalkMe page. And these are the existing WalkMe flows that we have. Now, before I start showing you different flows, WalkMe has flows that are created by PLMs right now, and we are constantly adding new flows. So these flows are not automatically created. These are the flows that we manually create. So right now we have around 29 workflows on WalkMe for different flows on Central. If you want to request any flow, you can always email the PLM group, and we will look at it and try to create the flow for that particular request. So now that we understand why we do only have 29 flows, let's look at one of the flows. So either I can just click on the one of the flows that's present here, or I can do a search. Let's say I want to assign subscription. So I'd start searching assign. And as I type, the search, excuse me, starts showing up the results. Now there are two kind of results being shown. One with the chat icon and one with the G. Now chat icon shows the flows that are present in WalkMe feature itself, the one that I described, the step-by-step flow in the UI. If you search for something that is not present in WalkMe, WalkMe is smart enough to actually search the help documentation on Central and show you the relevant results. So we will explore one of these results, but before that, let's just click on how to assign subscription. So if I click here, see, this is exactly step one. It tells me where to click. It's asking me to click on app selector if I want to assign subscription. I click here. Then it tells me select global settings. This is step two. Now at step three, it tells me subscription assignment is here. Click it to continue. Now I can click here and complete this flow, but my whole idea was to just give you an overview of how the WalkMe flows look like and how exactly it helps you out. So I'm going to cancel this. I'm going to go back to the WalkMe flow, and let me search for assign again. Now I'm going to click on one of the links that came up, which is actually a help central help documentation link. So if I click here, it opens a new tab and takes me to the relevant result that I actually found on the documentation, right? So even if you don't find something, if you don't end up finding the feature that you're looking for on WalkMe, right, the flow on WalkMe, it will still show you the results from the documentation that is present on Aruba Central. So either ways, you will get your questions answered. So let's just cancel this. So this is how you actually do search and figure out different monitoring and configuration workflows, whether it's adding a webhook or it's assigning subscription, updating a firmware, all these workflows. Now there's a feedback link. If I click on this survey comes up. And now you actually see both the NPS. This is the NPS or Net Promoter Score. How likely are you to recommend Aruba Central? Second thing is sending your feedback. So you can ask your customers to do the both when they're using Aruba Central. Every time Aruba Central is upgraded to a new release and you log out and you log back in, you will see a welcome screen that will actually request you, do you want to see the new features that are released? So there are two tabs. Either you can click maybe later, or you can see, show me the features. So that is also powered by Walkme. So just to sum it up, Walkme is a feature that you can access by clicking on Need Help, and you can search the different flows that you're looking for. If those flows are present, they will come on the tab. But if they're not present, Walkme is smart enough to show you links on the documentation, and you can go to the documentation from Walkme, and you can also collect user feedback and Net Promoter Score. I hope this was helpful, and if you have any questions, or rather if your customers have any questions, always try to point them to Walkme. It's going to really help you save time and make your customers independent in finding a solution on Central or trying to figure stuff out on Central. Thank you. Have a great day.